What's up guys, it's Megan. I hope you're having a magical day. Today I wanted to talk about how to deal with the Florida heat. I know that it's getting closer to the summer months and it is actually getting very warm in Florida already. So here are some quick tips to help you get through those hot summer months, or even in the spring here, but some tips that you could take with you to the parks. So if you are interested in Disney, please stay tuned. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and let's get into the tips. So I have to say my number one tip is probably the same tip that everyone will say, which is to, number one, stay hydrated. This is by far the most important tip. You do not want to get dehydrated, especially while you are in the summer hot heat. I had to say that like 4 times because it is so important to stay hydrated. If you are not hydrated, there are so many issues like that could happen. You could, pass out, you could get heat stroke, all these things that are not good for you or your children. So you definitely want to make sure that you are hydrated. Keep drinking water. Disney will provide you with free ice water if you go up to a quick service stand. Just ask for a cup of ice water. It is free. So please do not spend $3 or $4 on buying a water bottle. They will give you free ice water, and you can also bring in water bottles with you to the park. So always remember to bring your water bottles. There are so many water fountains, and now they have different like filtered water stations that you can fill your water bottles up at. So number one tip, drink water, stay hydrated. That's the most important thing. Rule number 2, no. I always think of Aladdin when I say that. But my second tip is to get out of the sun. It is so hard to be in the Florida sun, even in the winter months. It is still very warm in the winter months. It's, I don't know, sometimes it still gets into the 70s and the 80s in the winter months. So the sun is really strong. You want to make sure that you have sunscreen on, and you also want to try and find shady spots. This can include not being in a line outside, so maybe you want to consider what queues are inside. Most of those queues in Toy Story Land are outside, so it can get very hot. You might want to consider bringing an umbrella with you to keep some shade, but even just to find spots where you might find a nice bench when you're in Epcot that's covered by a tree, and you might find a little bit of shade there. So finding shade throughout the parks is really important. You want to stay out of the sun as much as you can. It will help prevent you getting burned and will also not tire you out. Being in the sun for the entire day is exhausting. And when you're on your Disney vacation, you do not want to be exhausted because you are already walking like 10 miles a day. So being in the sun is just an added thing. I get horrible headaches being in the sun all day, so I really need to be very mindful of this. So I always look for the shady spots. There are so many amazing attractions like Mickey's PhilharMagic, The Little Mermaid, all these rides that you could go on that will have shade, and they blast cold air on some of them. Like The Little Mermaid, that ride is cold. Go on that. Another tip for you guys is to bring things like this. This is a little battery operated fan. You hang it around your neck like this. Oh God. Hang it around your neck like this, and then you turn it on, and it blows air at you. Look at that. So this really helped me in my trip when I went in August. I dressed as Sally for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, so my long hair was down, it was really hot, and I had long sleeves on, so this was a lifesaver. The air comes in through here and it shoots up at your face, so you don't have to constantly hold it. But if you do have a handheld fan, that is also really good. They also have the fans that attach to the strollers. These are also very good for your kids. So just to have a little bit of extra air on you is really helpful as well. Another really important thing for us is the ability to be able to take breaks throughout the day. As I mentioned before, being in the Florida heat and in the sun, I get really horrible migraines, so I really need to be aware of this. And when I take breaks throughout the day, I find that my headaches are far less frequent and I'm far less tired for the rest of my trip. If you take even a couple hours 2 hours just to sit at the pool, relax, get out of the sun, be in a little bit cooler water like the pool, or maybe head to the water parks one day, you will you will be so happy. It will help you so much throughout your trip, taking breaks, and then your kids will not be as cranky when you're getting to the later part of the day. And so I find that the parks are also the most crowded right in the middle of the day. So we try to go early in the morning, take a break during the hottest part of the day, which tends to be around 3 or 4 o'clock, maybe even a little bit earlier. So maybe take your break from 1 to 4. So that gives you a couple of hours to relax. Then you head back out to the parks when it's not as hot, the crowds start to slow down, and then you can hop on more attractions. My next tip is to dress for the weather. And sometimes I see people in Florida, I don't know if it could be me from being from the north, it snows here, it gets really cold. I see a lot of people in winter jackets when it's really hot out, and it sort of baffles me. But if you know that it's gonna be 90 degrees or 95 degrees that day, don't wear a long sleeve shirt. Try to wear lighter colors, as black absorbs more sunlight, so wear lighter white colors, anything that doesn't absorb as much sunlight, and that will help you stay a little bit cooler. Also, wearing more breathable fabric or lighter fabric will also help you on this. Don't wear heavy denim pants or shirts or anything like that. And then also be mindful of your shoes. This is just an overall public service announcement. Do not wear shoes that are uncomfortable when going to Disney. You want to wear really comfortable shoes. Like I said earlier, you're going to be walking a lot. On average, we probably walk about 10 to 11 miles a day. And if you're wearing high heels or anything that's really uncomfortable, your feet are going to really hurt, and then your feet are going to hurt for the rest of your vacation. So just be aware of what you're putting on your body, and make sure to wear sunscreen. My final tip is to be aware of where the first aid station is. This could be really important if you start to experience signs of heat exhaustion or anything like that, because it is very, very hot. You want to be aware of where this is in every park. They do have them in every park, so you can get Band-Aids there. You could get like ibuprofen or Advil, anything that you might need, or even just to check in on. If you are experiencing feeling faint or dizzy, go ahead and go to the first aid stations. They will help you out there. Every cast member that I have ever run into at Disney has been so helpful. I've actually had people faint on me in Disney because of being too overheated. So please don't let that happen to you. That's probably one of the worst things that can happen on your vacation. Being sick, getting hurt, anything like that. Disney will take care of you. Do not go overboard. Please keep in mind that it is very hot. Take care of your family, take care of your bodies. Make sure you're hydrated, wearing the right clothes, the right shoes, taking breaks, staying out of the sun. There are so many ways that you can do this. Along with the cooling fans, they have cooling towels, they have the little misters that you can use. So just be aware of the heat. I know that it's getting hotter now, and a lot of people have their vacations coming up. So I just wanted to throw some of my quick tips at you guys for some of the heat and what I use in the past for dealing with some of the hot weather. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye.